In this video, I'll be installing the ACE and TKT-014 engine timing belt overhaul for the Toyota 3.0 V6 3VZE. I'm also going to be doing an installation on a new front main seal for the crankshaft. We're using the same thermostat, but we are using a new rubber seal for the thermostat. In my case, I have a leaking water pump, so I'm just going to go ahead and do everything while I'm here, from the timing belt, idler bearing, and the tensioner bearing. So enjoy the video. Now, there are tons of write-ups on the internet that gives you better instructions on how to do it, so this video won't be giving you guys too much instruction. This is more just for entertainment purpose, but I'll go and give you guys a quick walk down of what I'm doing. Right now, I'm still letting the engine cool, so right now the coolant is still very hot. So in the meantime, I'm removing the spark plug wire on the passenger side. I'm removing the fan, and if you guys have a fan straw, remove that too. So remove the fan and all your belts, accessories, stuff like that on the front end. I'm gonna go ahead and also remove my radiator. You don't have to, but if you do remove the radiator, the nice thing about that is that you can get your impact gun in it to remove the crankshaft bolts, so that is optional. For me, it's easier to remove the radiator. It's only 4 bolts, so I highly recommend you guys do that. And also make sure you drain all your coolant, because we're going to be flushing all the coolant out and installing new coolant. If this is also your first time working on this engine, I highly recommend you guys take a lot of photos so you don't get lost on where things go, where each nut and bolt goes. For me, I'm very familiar with this engine, so this is very easy for me to not get lost. So I only took photos just for entertainment purpose and just to post up on my Instagram. So make sure you take a lot of photos, label nuts and bolts if you're gonna get lost. This is also a good time to replace your alternator belt, your power steering, and also your AC belt. In my case, mine were still good, so we're gonna go ahead and reuse them for this job. This engine has also been modified with the EGR delete, which makes it so much easier to work on. So if you guys haven't done that modification, check out my other video, and I highly recommend you do it if your state allows. At this time, I'm draining all my coolant, so make sure you drain the engine coolant from the lower of the radiator, and also you'll need about maybe 2.5 gallons of fresh new coolant. I'm just using regular green coolant. You can go ahead and use Toyota red or anything you like. For me, green coolant works fine. The timing belt overhaul on this engine is fairly easy. It takes about maybe 3 to 4 hours, 5 hours if you're new to this. So make sure you guys just take your time, and like I said, take your time, be organized, and everything will go very smooth. Big shout out to Eric Black Yoda for letting me use his man cave to do this maintenance repair. Thank you very much. last spring when I bought this vehicle, there was a sticker on here that said that the time and belt next maintenance will be at 230,000 miles. The vehicle has now had 238,000 miles, so the timing belt was still really in good condition here. The main problem we had was that the water pump was leaking from the gasket, and they used a paper gasket for this one here. The timing belt they were using was made by Gates, so the belt is a high quality belt, but again, since we're here, we're just gonna go ahead and swap everything to the new acing kit. Once you get this far into the install, make sure to set your engine to top dead center. There's a few videos and write-ups on the internet, so make sure you do a Google search if you're not familiar with that. I forgot to buy a new thermostat, so we're gonna go ahead and just reuse the old one here. It's still in good condition, and I also have a new rubber seal for it. Make sure you be careful, because when I pull out the thermostat, a bunch of coolant came out from the block like what you just saw. If you guys enjoy my Toyota videos and also like off-roading, make sure you guys follow the Instagram at NuttyNu 4x4. I post up stories and stuff like that where you guys can see first exclusive content, so check that out, NuttyNu_4x4. Whenever I'm doing a big job like this, I like to take my time, just inspect the old parts, just check out everything, see how everything works, and make sure everything is nice and clean. Take lots of photos, and just make sure when you do this kind of job, do it once and do it right. In the next few steps here, we're gonna go ahead and set the TDC, and then we're gonna also get ready to break the crank bolt. The crank bolt is super hard to do it, so we're using an air tool for this. Some folks don't have air tools, so there are a few different methods. If you guys don't have air tool, I recommend you guys use the bump stop method. There's a few videos and few write-ups on the worldwide internet, so hopefully you guys can do a search and you guys can get a better explanation of how that works. But luckily for us, Eric has an air tool, and we're gonna shoot it with the air tool. Toyota also recommends that you replace the crank bolt once you remove it out, so you can go ahead and use a new one. In this case, we're just gonna reuse their old one. I don't think anything's gonna happen, so it's up to you. Go with your guts. Thankfully, green Toyota here is not a rust bucket, and everything came out really smooth. We didn't need a puller for the pulley here, and also the belt is still very good, so we're also gonna keep the old belt as a spare. Maybe it's good for trail runs, who knows. It's always good to have spare parts, right? Water pump also appeared to be in good shape. The only thing that was bad was just the gasket that caused the leak, so we're just gonna go ahead and keep the old water pump as a spare, and we're not gonna trash it yet, but we are installing a new water pump. Make sure you're cleaning as you go, guys. Clean up any of the old gaskets. So right here, I'm just removing the old paper gasket with the razor blade. And also, we're gonna install the new water pump with the new gasket. The new gasket is made of metal and has its own rubber little thing on it already, so you don't need to put any RTV or anything like that. The other thing that was really hard for me was the idler bearing, which is between the cam here. The idler bearing is held by 4 bolts. The 2 bolts up front are really easy to get to, but the 2 bolts in the back are kind of hard, but it is doable. You just have to wiggle around a little bit and you'll get it. RTV that I'm using here is called the Black RTV 90 minute. It's called the Right Stuff. So it's called the Right Stuff. Make sure you guys check it out. This thing here will cure in 90 minutes. If you're just using regular RTV, usually those stuff cures in 24 hours. So if you're in a rush like me, make sure you get the 90 minute or the 1 minute RTV. And the fast one are called the Right Stuff. Check your little auto parts store. They should have it. We just got done installing the new water pump thermostat, and now we're on to getting the front main seal replaced. It's not leaking, but since we're here, we might as well do it. So right now you can see me just picking it out with the screwdriver, pick it out and then install the new one and just slightly hammer it in. So yeah, might as well do it while you're there, right? And also, if you haven't got the memo, when you install the timing belt, it has to go in a particular way with the engine top dead center. So make sure you do your research and know how to set it right. sure to double and make sure to triple check your work. If you have a buddy next to you, make sure he come out and check it out too. Make sure everything's right before you start buttoning everything back up together. While editing this video, I noticed I made a mistake on the timing belt. The right cam on the belt is supposed to be the passenger side, the left cam is supposed to be the driver's side. But do not worry, it doesn't really matter as long as your engine is top dead center, and once it's installed you do the 2 revolution and everything's still lined up, your engine will still be fine, so do not stress out. Ooh wee. Once you get to this section here, you want to go ahead and turn the crank about 2 revolution and everything should line back up. The cams will not line back up with the belts like how it was when you first install it, but all your cams and your crank should line back up to where its original points are at. And once it is, that's how you know you've done it right. So let's go ahead and finish up the installation here. As we're getting closer to finishing up this project, make sure you get all your belts tightened, your 3 accessory belts here, and then once everything's tightened down, triple check your work, make sure everything's nice, you didn't lose any nuts or bolts. And then once we have that done, we're gonna go ahead and get the vehicle started for a quick 15 seconds. Make sure it starts, then we'll go ahead and fill the coolant and get the system bleed out, and everything should be on top notch for the next few 100,000 miles, hopefully. I would also like to thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys found this video entertaining, informative in any way. I enjoy making these videos for you guys. I enjoy wrenching on my vehicle when I have the time to do it. Make sure you take care of it. If you take care of it, they'll take care of you. If you guys got any questions, leave in the comment section down below and I'll answer them if I can. If you guys got the answer to some of those questions, make sure you guys help it answer it, and let's all grow as a community together. Enjoy the rest of the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.